For some reason, having a little trouble getting the music to play. But we don't need the music because good evening and welcome to the 642nd episode of Travel Itch. I'm Dan Schlossberg, and we are in the 15th season of Travel Itch Radio, the show that lets you enjoy the pleasures of travel from the comfort of your armchair. And every week at this time, we talk to people representing destinations, hotels, airlines, railroads, car rental companies, and others in the world of travel and hospitality, from authors and bloggers to broadcasters and publicists. If it's got anything to do with travel, it's got everything to do with Travel Itch. Our guest tonight is Kelly Ronalds, General Manager of the beautiful Hotel Bethlehem in the Lehigh Valley of Eastern Pennsylvania. Welcome, Kelly, to Travel Itch Radio.
Thank you so much, Dan. I'm so excited to be here and to see you.
I feel the same way. Kelly and I are old friends, just to let everybody know out there. And Bethlehem is a beautiful and diverse place, a rich historic legacy, the best main street in America, and the silent sentinels of Bethlehem Steel, not far from the Hotel Bethlehem. But tell us about the hotel. Wasn't it just voted the top historic hotel in America for the 6th straight year by USA Today?
It was. And the staff couldn't be more excited. The hotel was built in the early 20s as a community hotel, and we take great pride in continuing that legacy of being a community hotel and being the center for folks to gather and come and do celebrations. So for them to vote for us and win it 6 straight years, and that's a record with USA Today. No other historic hotel has won 6 years in a row. So we're happy to have that mantle.
When was it built and how has it changed over the years? And how did you celebrate the 100th anniversary?
Oh, gosh, there was a lot. So we date back on the land to 1741. We sit where the first house was in Bethlehem that was built here in 1741. And then they built a store and a hotel. The Eagle Hotel was here from the late 1700s until 1920, when they took it down and built the Hotel Bethlehem. And we opened in May of 1922. And it opened with 225 guest rooms. And back then, not every guest room had a bathroom. So if people wonder why historic hotels' bathrooms are so small, number one, people didn't travel with what they did back in the olden days. And number two, that hotel, like ours, there may have only been 3 bathrooms on a floor, and they had to actually go back and be installed later. So we now sit in our building at 125 guest rooms and suites. And then we'll get into we have the suites across the street. But, and we did in 2022, we celebrated our 100th year anniversary. All throughout the hotel, it was kind of like a cruise with different decades, with music and food from all the different decades. And we had panel discussions. We had the general manager, Ned Book, who was general manager when President Kennedy stayed here. We had a former owner and his wife with us. We had a former CEO of Bethlehem Steel with us to talk about what Bethlehem and downtown Bethlehem was like at those times. So it was a great celebration.
And there's the Bethlehem Steel. It still looks like it could operate any minute, you know?
It does. And it's really phenomenal to see up close. It's I don't know what the words are, but it's like daunting to look at. And to walk along, they've built a walkway called the Hoover Mason Trestle and you can do guided tours. And if you just close your eyes for a minute, I think you can hear it working and hear the people working. It's really phenomenal.
Okay, the Hotel Bethlehem. There's another number to remember, 1741 on the terrace. Wasn't that the year the Moravian Brethren built the first house in town?
It was. So 1741 is the year that Bethlehem was founded. And the first house sits on the property where the hotel is now. And so we actually named one of our restaurants. We have two award-winning restaurants. And 1741 on the terrace, we give an homage to the year that we were founded in the name of that restaurant.
And the suites at 462, the significance of 462.
So I would love to tell you there's some really cool story about that, but that's just the address that it's on Main Street. And rather than saying, we've got 9 suites over there and they're different than this, we just kind of rebranded that. That building has an industrial feel where we have that, Roaring 20s feel to our building. That building has an industrial vibe, which we leaned into. And so we named that building the Suites at 462.
Was the historic Hotel Bethlehem the first overnight accommodation in town when it opened? And has it maintained the look and feel of the Roaring 20s?
So we were not the first hotel. The very first hotel, I don't want to tell a lie, it's one of two. There was an Indian hotel, and I'm not trying to be, but that's what it was called, the Indian Hotel, and it was across the river. And then up the street from where we sit today is the Sun Inn, and that was the first hotel on what we would call the north side of Bethlehem. And then there was a hotel that sat on our land where we are now. The Eagle Hotel was here until they took it down in 1920 and built the Hotel Bethlehem.
And Kelly, I know you have lots of meeting space. I remember doing the show from the Lehigh Room years ago, and that's when Travel Witch Radio was only audio and not video.
It was lots of meeting space. We actually, and I can't remember, what year were you here, Dan? Was it
it's been a while.
2018 or 19, right?
Before, Dennis was GM.
Right. So we have 14,000 square feet, including 2 ballrooms in the building. But then we have subsequently opened a conference center up the street where if you're doing trainings, which are great with life science companies, love that privacy. They can have a general session room, and there's 6 breakout rooms. And it's catered by our staff right within that building. So it's all contained. And your attendees can sleep at the hotel, take a stroll up the street. It's a block. You have a nice little stretch in the morning and a little stretch at night. Yeah, actually just right up that block of that picture you're showing. Yeah.
I love that. America's best Main Street. I bet Walt Disney has a complaint about that.
Well, you know what? I think ours is a little more quaint than Disney. But we do have popcorn just like Walt Disney does. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, Hotel Bethlehem, since you mentioned food, is famous for its Sunday brunch. Is it still so lavish and delicious as it was?
It is, and will continue to be. It's an award-winning Sunday brunch locally, and then a few years back, Open Table did top 100 brunches in the country. There's a carving station, there's a seafood station, there's actual entrees and sides, there's a salad station, dessert station, plus fresh made waffles and omelets to order. So, and we seat in the Mural Ballroom where the buffet is, where the stations are. And then we also seat in 1741 on the terrace. And then our other restaurant, we also seat in the tap room.
Okay. What else can guests find in the tap room restaurant?
So new for the tap room, at the bar, or you can sit and have a drink anywhere. Mocktails are a big thing. And so we've got a great themed mocktail list. And then one of the things on our menu that we stay tried and true with are some of our community members' favorite dishes. Like you wouldn't think that a luxury hotel would have meatloaf on the menu, but we do. And macaroni and cheese on the menu, but I have to tell you, it's the best macaroni and cheese you'll ever have. And then we do have an homage on the menu to the 1928 menu, and we kicked it up a notch, and it's chicken a la king.
Oh, nice.
But it's a more modern version. But that's our homage to a 1920s menu that the hotel had.
Well, Kelly, I definitely remember the Hotel B ice cream parlor from my last visit, and also the shop at Hotel Bethlehem. But I never tried the spa, so tell us about that too.
Well, great. Thank you for asking. The spa's new. They are on the second floor of the suites at 462. It's a full service spa. They don't do hair color, but they do haircuts and blowouts, manicures, pedicures, full massages, wraps, and they have an infrared sauna, which I have to tell you is golden at the end of a massage. I love it. They do facials. It's great for girls groups or just they do couples massages. My daughter was expecting baby number 3, and we did her little sprinkle there where we had her friends come and have a massage party day there, a spa day.
Don't you also have a fitness center and business center, both open 24 hours a day?
So that we do have them in the building. The fitness center closes at 11 o'clock and then opens at 6 a.m. But the business center is 24 hours a day, available to whomever needs it.
With Labor Day right around the corner, Kelly, I know Hotel Bethlehem is already preparing for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. What can prospective guests expect, and how soon should they book? And are there any special holiday packages?
So it's funny that you mentioned this. We just had this conversation that Christmas is around the corner. There's a 10-day music festival, then we have Celtic Fest, and then it's Christmas. And Christmas in Bethlehem lasts about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how it falls. And we will have discounted tickets for Chris Killamart. Our reservationists are in the building, and they're trained as concierge, so they will help get the tickets for everything that you need. You need to book now because most weekends are already booked. But Christmas, there's activities 7 days a week. So, you can come during the week or check in on a Sunday and leave on a Tuesday. Doesn't always have to be that Friday and Saturday. And we work very closely with our tourism partners on the things that folks can do.
And we can't forget Halloween. That's even closer than Christmas, especially since Hotel Bethlehem also has allegedly a haunted room or two. Your former general manager, Dennis Costello, told me he deliberately stayed in a haunted room in the hope of seeing a ghost, but nothing happened. But guests have reported things, right?
They have. Dennis wished he'd have seen a ghost. He was so funny. When he came back for the 100th anniversary, I put him in that suite. It's the suite 932 is the room with a boo. I put him in there, and he's like, "You did that." I guess hopefully they'll come see you. I don't like to say haunted personally, because we're not the Eastern State Penitentiary, right? This is where good memories happen, and the Wobbs absorbed great energy from lots of fun things. So I say we're spirited, and we have 3 ghosts with us that we know who they are. And then 932, the room with the boo, is a mystery. But I tell Dennis, ghosts don't, they're not actors. They don't perform on cue. Are
they friendly?
They are not, but one of my favorite, it's hard to have a favorite, but one of them is Daddy Thomas. And he's actually buried here in Bethlehem. And when I take walks, I go visit him. I know, silly girl.
Okay, I want to tell our viewers you're listening or watching Travelwitch Radio with Dan Schlossberg. Find the archive show on YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, X, and Facebook. And we're talking with Kelly Ronald, General Manager of the Hotel Bethlehem. Kelly, what is the Celtic Classic and when is it?
Oh my gosh. So the Celtic Classic is the largest Celtic festival in North America. And they actually have world qualifying Highland games. So when the men run and toss what looks like the telephone pole, it's the caber toss. They do that. There's the stone throw. They have a haggis eating contest, which I don't recommend watching.
Don't we just
But bagpipes, but also they have modern Irish and Scottish music. And it's a weekend. It's always the last full weekend in September. And people come literally from around the world. It's a lot of fun.
Who are some of the famous guests who stayed at Hotel Bethlehem? I know Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins is one of them.
Fergie Jenkins is one of them. A lot of baseball players. My personal hero was here. That was Johnny Bench. And I got to meet him. I met him when I was a little girl when my dad coached at the University of Cincinnati. And Cincinnati was the Big Red Machine. We've also had, like, from before my time, and you go back, I mean, Shirley Temple and Winston Churchill and Thomas Edison. And then you go kind of to today. Most recently, we've had the Dalai Lama. Actually, Dennis met the Dalai Lama. He was here when he was general manager. Gene Simmons and Kiss. Morgan Freeman was here last year, and he was charming and kind. And most recently, also Tiger Woods and Tiger Woods' son. Tiger Woods' son played in the junior PGA tournament at Saucon Valley. So we're very fortunate, and we do a great job with our celebrities. That Elvis Costello and his wife are both performers, and when they come to perform anywhere in our vicinity, they will only stay here. They love the hotel.
You're right next door to UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Moravian Church Settlements, Bethlehem. Please tell us about that, and especially whether it's still in use as a place of worship.
It is. So the Moravian Church Settlements is, I think, 7 to 9 buildings, but almost 10 acres of land. And there's 3 places of worship. One is not worshiped anymore, the Zal, which is now part of the Moravian Museum. And then we have the Old Chapel, which was the second place of worship for the Moravians. And they still hold Sunday morning services at 9 a.m. And then there's the big church, the newer church, which holds about 1,200 people. And their services are every Sunday at 10 o'clock. And I say the newer church, but it's 1808, that church.
Wow. Aren't the sites the first ones ever to be designated transnational sites?
It is. So we were named first to become you could do a whole show on what does it take to become a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a lot, but first you have to become a National Historic Landmark District, which we did. The Moravian Church Settlement in Christiansfeld, Denmark was already a UNESCO site. So what they did was, this never happens today. They brought together Denmark, the United States, Germany, and Grace Hill in Northern Ireland to the UK, and they all signed an agreement to go together and put themselves up as one transnational historic site. And we got it. In July of 2024, Moravian Church Settlements, Bethlehem, and there are 4 sites altogether in those 4 countries. And when you can't get people to agree on how to cook their steak, these people came together in our hotel and signed the agreement to put those all up together. It's amazing.
You got to tell us what God's Acre is, and is it part of the historic site?
It is. God's Acre is the original cemetery. It's where Daddy Thomas is buried. And because of the Moravian, and it is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's located just outside of, within like 200 yards of the old chapel and the Moravian Central Moravian Church. And because of the beliefs of the Moravian faith, all the stones are flat, because in death, just like in life, no one's above anyone. And you can go and find Amos a Negro buried next to a Moravian, buried next to Joseph a Mohican, who was the inspiration for The Last of the Mohicans book.
Wow.
Buried in God's Acre.
And I was just in Cooperstown, James Fenimore Cooper, so.
Oh, wow. Yes.
What was a tie-in?
Always.
Okay, what can Hotel Bethlehem guests expect to find in town? I know there are great antique shops, boutiques, cafes, restaurants. Are there any can't-miss attractions you'd recommend to first-time visitors?
Absolutely. Always go to the visitor center, which is a block from the hotel, less than a block. And I would take the Old Bethlehem walking tour. That gives you a good idea and a good kind of synopsis, and kind of wets your whistle for what else you might want to learn. As far as the shops, outside of what we offer here in our boutique, I think you don't miss Le Petit Provence, which is an incredible interior decor shop. I wouldn't miss Musselman Jewelers. They have beautiful Star of Bethlehem jewelry and necklaces. Lovely by Brianna is directly across the street. Great interior shop. But I think the one shop that nobody wants to miss is the Moravian Bookstore. It's the oldest continuously operating bookstore in the world.
Wow, that's fabulous. Hotel Bethlehem is a long-standing member of Historic Hotels of America. Tell us how that association helps your hotel, and please share the membership requirements.
Wow. So Historic Hotels of America, we've been members since 2005. And I have to tell you, Larry is the president and CEO, and Stephanie Calhoun and their marketing team with Catherine. And they just do an incredible job of helping you get out there. And, you know, when we joined, we were just Hotel Bethlehem, and we made Historic Hotel our brand. And we're the first historic hotel to actually fly the Historic Hotels of America flag as part of our flags that we fly every day. They have very different requirements depending on, you have to be, I think, 50 years at least in age. But there are also really cool, an Old Jersey Beach hotel that's in, and there's an exterior corridor, really cool hotel in Phoenix that's in, that aren't as old as, you know, they're not 100 years old. But, you know, we have hotels with Historic Hotels Worldwide that are literally hundreds of years old. And they're just a great organization. And when we joined, we weren't anybody. And you are known by the company you keep. And so putting our name next to some of these great hotels, like, you know, the Hershey Hotel or the Broadmoor, my friends at the Hotel Del, or, you know, it puts you in great company. And so then people start to recognize who you are. It's helped us. They've helped us build our brand.
Oh, yeah. And you have your own long history with the hotel. Am I right in mentioning you've been there 16 years serving as director of room sales and guest experience before becoming general manager?
That is true. I started in 2010. I was the director of sales, and then in 2016, promoted to director of room sales and guest experience. And then just in February of this year, I was named general manager. And we haven't, since Dennis retired, you know, he's big shoes to fill. And so we did not replace him when he retired in 2021. And so we just kind of did it as a committee almost with the managing partner and the ownership group. And then in February, I was promoted to general manager, and I couldn't be prouder, and I'm having the time of my life.
Great to hear. Is it fair to say that you're charged with both preserving the historic look and feel while also integrating 21st century technology?
And you know, what a great question. I have said since I got here in 2010, you can be historic without being old. And so, you want to be able to offer the modern, today's traveler, and I hate to say modern conveniences because, what every hotel has an iron and an ironing board, but do you have good, everybody wants good, solid. I want to be able to stream everything. I want to be able to have Zoom meetings. You want to be able to offer those technologies to today's traveler, and we are able and more than capable of doing that.
Do you have Wi-Fi and cable TV in the guest rooms? And how about tubs for those of us with bad knees?
We do. We do. We have cable. We have Wi-Fi, and you can plug in your own phone or laptop or whatever and watch whatever you want on your televisions. And if you call our reservations team, which is in the building, they can help you ensure that you have the bathroom that meets your needs, because some rooms have showers, some rooms have tubs, some rooms have shower tubs, and they'll help you pick that out.
Speaking of history, I remember when Bethlehem Steel was a working industrial plant. When did it change and why is it still there? I know it's quite an imposing sight for photographers.
It's a piece of our history, and because Bethlehem Steel, when it was operating, was such a force in our community and in our city. I mean, you can't throw a rock in the town and not hit someone whose family, his family didn't work at the steel. And so I think that that's just our statue, our reminder to our past. I mean, when Bethlehem Steel was in its day, it built the Brooklyn Bridge. It built the Golden Gate Bridge. It built the Empire State Building. And during World War II, it built a lot of ships. And so I think it's our way of holding those steel workers still today to our hearts.
Kelly, what are your peak and bargain seasons at Historic Hotel Bethlehem?
Our busiest season is really the last 3 months of the year, October through December. And you know what Christmas is? We are the Christmas city, and we love everybody that comes at Christmas. But if you want to see the decorations, maybe spend a little less money and still have a great experience, come in January. It's a little quieter. It's a little less, Christmas crazy. And then from January, I would say through April is kind of our softer season. And then we kind of ramp up a little bit. And then it kind of drops a little in June and July. And then we ramp up again. And like I said, Christmas is millions and millions of people come to Bethlehem at Christmas time.
Let's hear about the Roaring Twenties Gala and also Booze and Booze.
So the Roaring Twenties Gala is not held consistently at the same time of year. We kind of wait to see when the ballrooms open, but people will come and spend a whole weekend. And the Roaring Twenties, you dress up. We make you, you have to go in through a speakeasy door. You have to have the secret code to get in. And we theme all the food from that era, and the drinks are from that era. And I don't know, because you're in a speakeasy, could get raided. So it kind of gets fun. Booze and Booze, personally, because I'm a ghosty girl, is my favorite. We do liquor tasting. We partner with a local company, and we serve whiskey. It could be bourbon, depends. And we do ghost tours. We do 932, the Room with the Boo. We take people in places they don't normally get to go, like the boiler room where Daddy Thomas hangs out. We go to the exercise room where May Yowie hangs out. And so we call it Booze and Booze. And we do it anywhere from 3 to 4 times in the month of October.
I suspected it was connected to Halloween somehow. I was right.
That word boo got you, didn't it?
Oh, it did. It did. Do most guests arrive by car, or can they come by train or bus as well? I know you have the benefit of being halfway between New York and Philadelphia.
most people arrive by car or by plane. The train doesn't run into the valley yet, although I think they can catch the train south of us, but it doesn't come all the way up into the valley yet. And we do offer complimentary shuttle to the Allentown ABE Airport, Lehigh Valley International.
Is there anything that I haven't asked that you'd like to add?
No, just come visit us.
Okay. Our guest this evening on Travel Edge has been Kelly Ronalds, General Manager of the beautiful Historic Hotel Bethlehem. I've been there a few times and I love it. And I love Kelly too. So thank you for joining us on Travel Edge Radio.
It has been my pleasure and it was great to see you. Please, Dan, you have a standing invitation.
Thank you. I'll be in touch, Kelly. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And viewers, share the excitement of this great baseball season with a copy of my biggest and best book, The New Baseball Bible, 480 pages for a little more than a sawbuck. Such a deal. It's an oversized, illustrated, unorthodox history of America's national pastime that is both a coffee table book and a bathroom book. Read it backwards and still enjoy it. That's The New Baseball Bible with Shohei Ohtani on the cover. And I'm sure he's going to be a future guest at the Historic Hotel Bethlehem. Get it from Amazon.com tonight. And that's it for this edition of Travel Edge. We're back next Thursday, live at 5, to talk Clearwater St. Pete with Jason Latimer. Same time, same station. Now, this is Dan Schlossberg saying thank you for your time this time. Until next time, good night. Music never cooperates with me, but I'll get it going. There we go.